There's something I must tell you. My latest invention has required me to make a few adjustments to the house since the last time you barged in. I mean, visited. Now, one of the topics that our family has been studying for several generations are rifts existing between various dimensions. I've been able to develop a power source that will channel enough energy into one of these dimensional rifts that it can be widened enough to travel through. The glove controls the power source, which allows you to travel to whichever dimension has rifts in the area. You won't have control over the ability to switch dimensions yet. Just be patient. This door is using one of my inventions, the repetitive, periodic, articulating gruidae, or a drinking bird, except it's far more advanced. Well, because your glove is an early prototype, it has a few limitations in terms of dimension accessibility and the distance it can be from a receptacle in order to function. This is such an early experiment with dimensional shifting, so I decided to have it triggered remotely with the drinking bird. Instead of operating a door, the bird will trigger a dimensional shift. There's an IDS battery in the machine that will power the dimensions, which in this case is Fluffy Dimension. In addition to Fluffy being embarrassingly adorable, it's also rather useful because everything is 10 times lighter than normal. Though that looks like a regular scale, it is in fact a portable kinetic mass-to-electricity converter. There's that lovely bird again. Sometimes I call it Desmond. Something to note. Since you're holding a version of the IDS device, you, in fact, are not you in an alternate dimension. Let me try that again. You remain constant, so no matter the dimension, your mass, shape, speed, and trying personality remain the same. You should throw that IDS battery into the receptacle mounted on the wall. That receptacle will distribute the power source around the room, allowing you to now use your IDS. As I mentioned, dimensional rifts in the manner are magnified by the stabilizing energy from the IDS receptacle and batteries. This is what enables you to slip between dimensions when you're wearing the IDS glove. Ah, that's Dolly, Dynamic Object Linear Ligation Interface. To you, a cloning device. I like my house just so. So I decided to add functionality to her to keep everything consistent. I'll need to tune that later. These are my own particular hybrid beams of carbon dioxide and neodymium dope yttrium aluminum garnet lasers using an alternating ray configuration. Gives them an extra kick. Unfortunately, the breaking of this glass is a necessary evil. Don't take that as permission to do it elsewhere. Just letting you know that you reset the glass. Thank you. Oh, that creature there is an interdimensional kinetic entity, or Ike. Stop for a minute and take a look at the painting. The machine I referred to as Dolly started out as a simple metal forge that had been in the family since medieval times. In case you're wondering, you turned on the fan. Please say that you don't need me to explain that to you. Standard issue conveyor belts. So much easier than carrying things yourself. So I haven't discussed my location a whole lot, but it seems as if I'm in some sort of limbo. I think I may explore a bit and see what turns up. Well, now you're just crying out for attention. This room often gets rather sweltering in the summertime. Air circulation is very important. The physicality of that still completely baffles me. This is one of the animals that Dolly cloned to rather, well, intriguing results. Ah, you've moved on to a part of the manor where another type of dimensional rift is accessible. This is the gravid Wolfram dimension, or heavy for short. This dimension is in direct opposition to the fluffy dimension and will make things 10 times heavier. Direct opposition to the fluffy dimension and will make things 10 times heavier. Murdered. He's a bit on the shy side. Give him some time to get used to you. Some dimensions are tightly bound together, like the one we're in right now, and also the fluffy and heavy dimensions. That red battery will provide enough energy to enable the IDS device to widen the heavy dimension rifts in this area. It appears this dolly got stuck on an infinite loop. How unfortunate. There seems to be a large expanse of piles and pits filled with various random objects. No, not where you are. Here, in this confounded place. Are those hard candies? They're a little fuzzy. With the increased density and higher melting points of items in heavy dimension, quadrangle laser beams are rendered rather ineffectual. I came across Ike some time ago, and he decided to follow me back to the manor. Not half bad. This was once the family cat, Lord Widget Pompadour Fluffington IV, or Widget the First. Note that if you disrupt the blue beam, it should deactivate something. I'm not entirely sure how many BEDs of radiation that is. Hope you're not looking to have children later. Apparently. I'm not entirely sure how many BEDs of radiation that emits. Hope you're not looking to have children later. So, that painting really unnerves me. He looks like an evil wombat.